Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if you are new here, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, I know that I said I was gonna be consistent. The people that know me in person, they'll be coming to my DM to drag me. May you have not posted video, may you said you're going to be consistent. I know I said I was gonna be consistent, but last week, the whole of last week was a lot for me. I was like very busy with a lot of things, and work and stuff. So yeah, that's story for another day. So I'm really sorry. I'll try to be consistent this time around, I promise. Anyways, yeah, I promised you guys that I was going to like talk about the whole how to move to Canada. I have not forgotten. Okay, it's just that I wanted to make sure that whatever I'm telling you, I am sure. Because if there is one thing we need to understand, it is that policies change every time. That is why when people ask people, how did you do this? The way they did it might not be the way you do your own. A lot of policies are changing, like are coming up every single day. You wake up this morning, you hear different news. They have stopped doing this, they just started doing this. So I needed to be sure that okay, I'm not just talking up, I'm not saying from what I experienced, but I'm saying like what is currently happening. Okay, so that is why it's as if I'm taking time. I just wanted to give you guys good proper information. And again, please, if you know that you're really serious about traveling, don't take research for granted. No matter what anybody tells you, do your own personal research. Some of you just want to be spoon-fed. You don't even, because there's some questions people ask me and I'm like, just Google this now. I mean, if you just a little Google search and the answer is there. Okay, so whatever anybody tells you, try to also do your own research. We are here to just like guide you and stuff, but do your own personal research. Ask questions to different people and be sure that everybody is saying the same thing before you put your head. Okay, all right, so today I'm going to talk about the express entry route. And before I talk about the express entry route, I just want you to know one thing. If you want to go through this express entry route, make sure that you are not in a hurry, because it can take a lot of time. It can take a lot of time. Some people are lucky, it might be faster for them. Some people have spent 2 years. Yes, some people spend less than a year. So it can take a lot of time. So just so you know, if you know that your body they do, you just won't come out, go through the study routes. So yeah, that is why the express entry route is not like the most popular route, because it takes time, but the study route is kind of faster and stuff. So yeah, let's get right into it. um like I explained in my previous video, if you've not watched the video, please go back and watch it. I talked about the different routes that you can use to move to Canada, and I explained the express entry route, and I talked about what it entails. So please go watch the video so I don't have to repeat myself here. So I'll just move forward from that. Okay, so one thing I explained then, I talked about how the federal government, they request for you. You don't just say you want to come, they would request for you to come. So what this means is you place yourself in a place that when they request for you, they can pick you. You keep yourself prepared, so when they now say okay, we need 2,000 people that have so and so points, you'll be in the pool and they will select you. And then they need you, let's say they need health practitioners, or they need teachers, like the education route, they will pick you. Just you have to put yourself there, then you get picked. Okay, so first thing, you need to be sure that you are qualified for this. Like, you need to be sure that you are qualified for this. And how do you know your qualifications? I'm going to put a link. I don't know if it's a link, or yeah, I'm going to put a link to, yeah, I'll put a link in this video. By the time I'm posting it, I'll put a link in my description where you can see all the draws they've done. Then you see the requirement, like the people that are being selected. Is it healthcare practitioners, educators, For French, they have the French category, they have the healthcare category. Under healthcare, they have a lot of courses under healthcare, a lot of qualifications under healthcare. So you need to go. They have social work, they have dentists, they have a lot of qualifications there. So under the healthcare draw, you need to check and be sure that you qualify. So I'm just going to put a link that has all of these things so that you guys will be sure you will check and know if your field of work qualifies for healthcare, or your field of work qualifies for education, or your field of work qualifies for trade, or your field of work. You know, there's so many draws that they do, different categories. So you just check and be like, okay, so your job is just, when you go to the link, check all the draws they've done, like maybe 2 years or 3 years. Don't go too far, just like maybe the ones they did this year and last year. Use it to know that, okay, maybe these are the ones they need now. Because I think like 2 years ago, they were in their need of I think it was STEM or tech. Yeah, tech people. Tech people were getting draws, but in recent time there have not been any draw for people in tech. So most of them in tech have been in the pool waiting for the draw to happen, but the draw has not happened because probably they don't have need for them, at least not yet. So what you need to check is, what are the people that they need now? Is it the healthcare practitioners? Then under the healthcare practitioners, you now check if your course, because it has to be something you studied and something you're practicing. So you check if your course, because yeah, that practicing part is very important. You must have worked for at least 6 months or 1 year. You must have been actively working for at least a year for you to be qualified. So it's not just that you just graduated. No, they're looking for skilled workers, not graduates. So you should be working in that field, and you need to have proof. Your employment letter, you need to have your pay slip, because sometimes they request for it. Your bank, your company should be paying you in your bank. Let it carry their name, because that's part of the evidence that you're working with these people. So there's so many things they're going to request for you, but when we get to that part, we'll talk about it. So first thing is to know if you are qualified. How do you get qualified? If you have all your documents, that is one. Two, there is something they do, they call points. It's a point-based system. So what this basically means is that they are going to, like, it's just like JAMB. For Nigerians, you understand JAMB. When you write JAMB, the cutoff mark is 180. If you don't get up to 180, you do not reach the cutoff. You will not get admission. You're not, some of them will not, you're not even allowed to write post-UME, right? Now, in this one, it is similar. But the thing now is, they don't tell you the score, the point they are going to use. It might go up, it might go down. For health draw, in May, it was 500 and something. But the draw that they did last month, this month actually, it was around 470 something. So it goes up, it comes down, it goes up, it comes down. But so I'm going to put a video on how to calculate your points. I'm going to attach it to this video. I already recorded it, you know, showing you this. I don't want to just talk about it. I want to show you like where to go to, the website to go to, and how to calculate your point. Then when you finish calculating your point, what you're going to do is to now check the category you're coming under. What is the points they have been, like, what has been the cutoff points for the past 2 years in this category? If you realize that your point is like the same or above, then you are safe. But if your point is way below, I think you have to think of ways to boost your point. But the thing that is very important is just enter the pool. Even if your point is low, do everything you need to do. Enter the pool. Okay, enter the pool. Just put your documents there and wait. While you're waiting, even if your point is low, the reason I say you should enter the pool is because you might be lucky, the points might come down. You never can tell. So what if you're not in the pool and the point comes down, and your point you would have been selected without your low point, but you were scared? Just enter the pool. It doesn't hurt. And when you are in the pool, when you submit all your documents and like apply, put yourself there, you can now start doing the things you need to do. Do you need to rewrite your IELTS? Do you need to, maybe if you don't have your masters and you need to get your masters so that it can add up to the point, you now start working towards getting your masters. You just have to do all of that because they need you to be qualified. And if you don't get up to the point they need, you will not be selected. And one thing is just, it is after you get selected that is where you now start spending money. That is why the express entry the route is very nice, because you don't spend too much before you get your ITA, that is invitation to apply. When you now get selected, they will invite you to apply. And if everything you submitted is true, if everything you submitted is correct, please make sure that your documents are correct, because they will verify, they will check it. Sometimes it takes up to 2 to 3 months. They are digging, they are checking. So if everything you submitted is correct, then you're definitely sure that you will get your visa, because they invited you to apply, because they needed you. Okay, so the only time you will get denied after being invited to apply is if there is an irregularity in what you submitted. If you, they find out that you lied about something, or your documents do not check, or just something about, but if everything you submitted is correct, then you would definitely get your visa. That is how the express entry works. It takes time, but then it's, once you get selected, then the process becomes easy. So the money you're spending, you are at least sure that you're going to get there. So I'm going to attach a video, like I said, on how to check your point, how to calculate your point, to know if you are qualified. So there's a way you can calculate your points even when you haven't written your exams and all of that, just like a mock way of seeing, okay, if I get all of these things, what is my point going to look like? Yeah, so over to the video. Okay, so you go to this IRCC and click on this. This is where you should go to: Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, canada.ca. If you see canada.co, it is wrong. Canada.c, it is wrong. It is canada.ca. You click on it, because there are some fake pages, fake websites that people are getting scammed on and stuff. So you just have to be careful. Let's scroll down. Okay, no, you go to this place and type CRS score. I've already searched it before, so just type in CRS score. Then you go to Express Entry Comprehensive Ranking System, CRS criteria. So this is where you check your score. Just do like a rough check of what your score is going to give you. So this is like your CRS calculator. So the first question, what is your marital status? You click on never married, single. How old are you? Let's say you are 28. But just know that once you clock 30, whatever score you get, just be minusing it by 5. So once you are above 30, you have like an advantage. It doesn't mean people who are, sorry, once you are below 30 rather, it doesn't mean that those who are above 30 are not getting, but it's just that if they have other things to boost their score, of course they would get it if the point they have is what they need. Your education qualifications, let's just say you have a master's degree. Let's say you have a master's degree, because that will give you more points. If you have a normal degree, if you have just your normal degree, put it there as your BA, your bachelor's. Then, have you earned a Canadian degree, diploma, or certificate? No. And the other things is, so if you have any certificate or diploma from Canada, just read all these things here and be sure that your own meet up, because I think they have like, if it's less than if it's more than how many years, 2 years or so, it might not be legible. Or if it's, I don't know, Shabo, I mean more than 4 years, it might not be legible anymore. So just read up. Official language, if you've taken any
IELTS test, are your test results less than 2 years? So if you've taken your IELTS, CELP or French exam and your result is less than 2 years, you can click yes. But even if it's not less than 2 years and you plan on writing, you just click yes to just have like an idea. If you get this particular score, what are you going to get? Like, what will your points be? So let's just say yes. Which language tests did you take? Let's select IELTS. Enter your test scores. Speaking, let's say 7.5 to 9.0. Listening, let's say 8.5 to 9.0. Reading, if you 8 to 9, 9 is possible. I had 9 in reading. I had 8.5 in listening. I had 7.5 in speaking. So all these scores I'm putting here, they are very possible for you. Then in writing, I had 7.0. So let me just put 7.0 in writing, right? Yeah, I had 7, yeah, in writing. So this is exactly what my score was, what I'm putting here for you. So just to let you know that it is possible, I have a video coming up on how to like scale your IELTS. So if you haven't written your IELTS, just wait for the video. I will tell you the tricks and the tips I used to pass my exams, how I was able to study. But that's by the way. Do you have any other language results? Not applicable. Work experience. In the last 10 years, how many years of skilled experience in Canada do you have? It must have been paid and full time or an equal amount in part time. You must have been physically, just some of you. This is for people who are outside of Canada, right? So you say none or less than a year. But if you have a work experience in Canada, you can put the how many years you've worked on, or if you meet all the criteria, that would also boost your score. But I'm just assuming that we don't have any work experience. Then here, in the last 10 years, how many total years of foreign skill work experience do you have? So now this is for those who have been working. Of course, for you to even it's like for you to even apply for this, you must have been working. That is why it is called skilled this thing. It's a skilled worker program. So let's just say you've been working for 2 years. Do you have a certificate of qualification from a Canadian province? Let people work on skill trade in Canada. Only the provinces can issue this certificate. Let's just say no. This isn't the same. Let's say no. Do you have a valid job offer supported by a labor market impact assessment? A valid job offer must be full-time LMIA. That is for if you do you have like a job offer in Canada. Let's say no. If you do, you put yes, but let's say no because majority don't. Do you have a nomination certificate? Have you been nominated from a province? Let's say no. If you have, you say yes. Do you or your spouse or common law, if they will come with you to Canada, have at least one brother or sister living in Canada who is a citizen or permanent resident? He must be 18 years or older, related to you, your partner by blood, marriage, common law, partnership, or adoption. Have a parent in common with you or your partner. A brother or sister is related to you by blood, biological, adoption, marriage, step brother or step sister. These are the only people that are allowed. Now, if the answer to this is yes, you have like an additional 15 points. But if the answer is no, so let's just say no because majority may not have. And remember that your sibling must be a permanent resident. So let's say the answer is no. Because for you to be here to know how to do this, that means you don't have a sibling. They would have put you through. But yeah, let's calculate. So total that you have for this, you have 378. That is if you are able to max out your IELTS exam. If you're able to get those points that I put, you already have your 133. For level of education, because you have up to masters, you have 135. I think without masters, it might be, I don't know, you can do the calculation without masters and know what it will be. Your age, 110, that is because you were 28. Once you get to 30, it might reduce to 105 or 100. I don't know. Just you put your age, you see what the age will give you here. So now for this alone, you already have 376. For spouse factors, it is 0. That's because if you had a spouse, you add your spouse level of education, their IELTS result. If they have a Canadian work experience, it will give you a point here. And that will also increase your point for you. So for those who have partners, it is better to apply together and don't apply separately, because if you guys do it together, it's going to make your points to come together and it will like give you guys an edge instead of doing it separately. But if you don't have a spouse, you know, go kill yourself now. You do your own. A lot of people are doing it alone. Yeah. So if you have somebody you are dating, you guys are serious, I advise you, Muna just go marry. Wait till they wait for. Muna run this matter together, put heads together, do it. But if you're single, do it alone. Official language proficiency and education gave you 50. That's Canadian work experience, 0. Now you have 50. If you had a Canadian work experience, it would have given you an additional 50 points. Foreign work experience, you have 75. Okay. Official language and foreign work experience gave you 25. That's 25. Certification of qualification. Subtotal skill, transferable factors. Okay, this and this, 75 points. Additional, if you had a provincial nomination, it would have given you more points. If you studied in Canada, an extra point. If you had a sibling, an extra point. If you have French, an extra point. That would have given you almost 600. Wallah, if you get up to 600, you know, there is no way you will not be selected. It's not even possible. So for now, your points is 453. 453. If this is you have 453. That is your point. So you will now go depending on the criteria. Depending on category you're going for. What you do, you now go and Google and ask, out of all of these cards, like check, like for the past 2 years, all the draws they've been doing, what score have they been selecting? So when you do that, like what are the scores? Is it like 450, 460, 470, 480, 500? When you check, you now ask yourself, do you think this score is enough? Do you think you need to like improve on your score or something? What do you need to add to improve? But one good thing about this is that even with this your 453, enter the pool. So one thing about this PR express entry, you can enter the pool, and as long as you've not been sent an invitation to apply, you can keep updating. So if there's any certificate you need to get, so let's say for example you have a degree and you need to get like your master's to increase your points, when you enter the pool, you go and do your master's and use it, and when it's ready, they don't charge you to enter pool. You are not charged, it is free. Just enter the pool, then keep getting some certificates that you need to get. The more you get, you update and it will increase. Some people will be in the pool, they get married and they add their spouse information and it will increase their points. But just enter the pool, because miracle can happen. They can do draw and reduce the points. And you now start saying, hey, if I had known, I would have entered the pool. So you just enter the pool and, keep updating. Some people have been in the pool for years. They just keep updating, and one day their score just got up and they got selected. So yeah, good luck to you all. I think I've done my best in this part. So this is it. So then I'll do another video to talk about the requirements, but these are basically the requirements, everything here, because all these things that you put here are the things you need to get. So I don't know if I even need to do another video on requirements. Everything here that they've been asking you, you put all these things you are putting are the things you need to have the certificates ready, so that when you are entering the pool, you are submitting those certificates. You write your IELTS exam, you submit it. You submit all the certificates that are required. Well, yeah, I'll still do an extensive video on that anyways, so that you guys will understand better. But this is just it. This is just how to calculate your CRS score. This is just it about PR. I hope with this video you all um understand what PR express entry is all about. Okay, and bye bye.